The silence deepened as the reality of my find gripped me. Only a few moments had passed since I'd first come upon the hands, but it seemed as if I had been standing there for ages, wasting precious time. A homicide had been committed, and the sooner I called the police, the sooner they could identify the victim and start searching for her murderer. I knew the procedure, knew what I had to do. Yet I still hesitated because I sensed this was just the beginning of something dark and sinister. A riddle from the dead that would test me in ways I had never before experienced. And so I remained rooted to the spot, breathing deeply and drawing out those last moments of calm before the storm hit. As it turned out, I had very little time to vacillate. From somewhere in the woods, the warning tremolo of a loon sent a sharp thrill along my spine, and I spun once more to rake the tree line. It occurred to me in the split second before the crack of a rifle sent me scrambling for cover, that the killer might still be nearby. I hit the ground as something hot seared my face. My hand flew to my cheek and I drew back bloody fingers. I'd been hit. Shot. Propelled by fear and self-preservation, I flattened myself in the dirt and covered my head with my arms, certain that at any second another bullet would rip through my scalp. That would be the end of me because neither my gift nor my calling could save me from a mortal wound. Eyes squeezed shut, I braced for the impact as the reverberation from the first shot died away in the stillness. As always in moments of extreme crisis, I thought about Devlin. If I died here in this desolate clearing, would he sense my passing? Would he come here to search for my body? Or was my absence from his life such a relief that he would ignore the twinges of premonition and gut instinct that had been honed during his years on the police force? As the disturbing notion flashed through my head, I again became aware of the absolute stillness, and I tried to corral my senses. What could I see, hear, smell, taste, focus? When nothing moved in the weeds, I lifted my head to reconnoiter. Touching a finger to the blood on my cheek, I realized the wound was superficial and had come from nothing more sinister than a smilax vine. And in hindsight, I decided the shot had sounded from the direction of the marsh instead of the woods, leading me to believe that a gator was most likely the target. Not I. In my already heightened state of agitation, I'd overreacted. Even so, I remained prone in the dirt for several minutes longer as I tried to quiet my flailing heart. Using the weeds for cover, I listened for the telltale sound of a sliding bolt or the snap of a twig beneath stealthy footfalls. When nothing came to me, I eased to a kneeling position and then to my feet as I dusted off my jeans and walked back over to the second mort safe. I almost expected the cage to be empty, those pale hands having withdrawn back down into the grave. But no, they were still there, still clutching the metal grate. A breeze swept over me, cold and unnatural. My head came up, and I made a slow turn to once again survey the clearing. As the tall grass parted in the wind, I saw now what had been hidden to me earlier. A dozen identical cages peeked through the undulating vegetation to form a large circle around me. Dr. Rupert Shaw, the founder and administrator of the Charleston Institute for Parapsychology Studies, had once suggested that my affinity for cemeteries stemmed in part from the unbound energy left behind by the dead. According to Dr. Shaw, it was my ability to absorb this lingering force that fueled my gift and enhanced my senses. It was why I could see and hear things that others could not. I didn't dispute Dr. Shaw's theory, although I liked to think and truly believed that my love of old graveyards was far more emotional than the assimilation of unbound energy. In any case, there was nothing to absorb from the caged graves. It was as if someone or something had